What's up? What's up? Welcome to another great day. Our passage comes from Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. Yesterday we looked at our treasures, and we learned that our treasures are what we orient our lives around. And based on our treasure, or the things that we orient our life around, our heart will make decisions. And so we walked out of yesterday saying we want to orient our life. We want to find our treasures in the things of God. And so today I want to talk about how to have a single-minded focus, a relentless pursuit of that single-minded devotion, of that orientation being of God. In verse 24, Jesus says we can't serve two masters. We can't have our lives oriented around a little bit of God and a little bit of something else. If I owe somebody $20 and I want to give it to two people, but I only have one $20 bill, I'm either going to give one guy $20 and the other guy none, or I'm going to split it up, 10 and 10, 15 and 5, 16 and 4, you get my point. That I'm going to have to split it up. Either way, if I have two people I got to give that one $20 bill to, then somebody is not going to get all that they deserve. In the same way, when we try to strike up a deal with God and say, God, I'm going to give you 60% of my life and I'm going to hold on to 40. Or God, I'm going to be real holy. I'm going to give you 90% of my life and I'm going to hold on to 10. I'm going to orient 90% of my life around you and 10% I'm going to orient around me. When we do that, what happens is that we don't give God the fullness that he deserves. That we start to hold on to a little bit of possessions, a little bit of wealth, a little bit of success, a little bit of popularity, or whatever it is that we try to hold on to. And instead of possessing our possessions begin to possess us. That little bit that we hold on to begins to consume us. And it begins to get greedy. It's a greedy mistress. And it starts to take, instead of just 10, it wants 11. And then from 11, it wants 12. And then from 12, 24. And then 48. And it starts creeping, trying to take back from God what is rightfully his. And so if we want to be disciples of Jesus Christ, if we want to get serious about our faith and live out every single day for Jesus Christ, we have to give a full, whole body, full-minded, wholehearted devotion to God and to God alone. That there can be no reservation or restrictions, exemptions or exceptions. The fullness of our lives need to go to God. Not 99%, but 100% of our life oriented around the things of God and his kingdom, and then being focused on those day in and day out. The earthly possessions, earthly pursuits can never be the focus of who we are or what we do. Now, that's not to say that there's anything wrong with being wealthy or successful or popular, but it is to say how we view those things and how we use those things makes a huge difference. If we view our wealth, if we view our success or our popularity not as a thing that will bring us life, or not something that we put our trust in hoping that it would give us something greater, something that only God can give, if we view it as a way that we can gain a greater influence, so we can impact more lives, and then we use it, we do something with it to help bring others to know God, like our memory verse last week, Matthew 5:16, we use that to get a greater influence, to impact more lives, then there's nothing wrong with wealth or success or popularity or any of those other pursuits. But when they become the focus, when they begin to take away from what is rightfully God's, when they begin to bring in a division, then all of a sudden they become sinful, they become dangerous, and they'll come in and take over our entire lives and try to destroy us. So I want to encourage you guys to now, check that. I don't want to encourage you. I'm going to say it right now. Let's stop giving a small percentage of our lives to God. Let's give it all to God. And challenge yourself. If you give all of yourself today, give more of yourself today than you did yesterday to God, and see what happens. See how God begins to move in your life. And I promise you, you'll never regret it for a second, because God will begin to move in your life. You with that wholehearted devotion to God, with that right orientation around the things of God, and you will find not only success here on earth, but you'll find that there will be a reward in heaven where you've invested in heaven. And one day, on our great getting up morning, when we get there, we'll see that our investment is paid off when we invest in the things of God. Our memory verse this week is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Read it, memorize it, share it with somebody, and go live it. I love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.